Hello, my name is Jim Johnston, Principal Engineer and Business Director for Bath Process Safety Management located in Corpus Christi, Texas. We have created a set of informative videos in order to provide you with a basic understanding of various codes and recommended practices that relates to process electrical safety. We hope you find these videos informative and insightful. Should you have any questions or comments, please feel free to direct those comments to our website at www.bathpsm.com.
What is Bath Process Safety Management's methodology in performing hazardous area classification assessments?
Bath Process Safety Management makes use of an 8-step process for determining the proper hazardous area classification of a process unit or facility handling flammable hydrocarbons. Let's first define what is a hazardous area classification assessment. A hazardous area classification assessment is an evaluation of a manufacturing or process area that potentially has a flammable or combustible material that focuses exclusively on the minimization of electrical energy as a potential source of ignition. Now let's look at these 8 steps used by Bath Process Safety Management as its methodology in performing a hazardous area classification assessment. Step 1 is to obtain the necessary facility documentation. This documentation includes the following. First, master unit plot plans or equipment location plans in an editable format. These are typically drawings that reflect the location of all process-related equipment and buildings. Please note, these should be scaled drawings. These documents will become the background information used in generating the area classification drawings. Second, process and instrumentation diagrams, better known as P&IDs. These documents can be in PDF format and must be current as required by OSHA. It is the P&IDs that actually sets the scope for the hazardous area classification study. Third, process flow diagrams. These documents must be current and reflect a higher level of information than that of the P&IDs. Typically flow rates, process temperatures, and pressure along with stream numbers. Fourth, heat and material balance information. This information should include all process streams being processed within the unit. Step 2 is to perform a site walk down of the facility or process unit that accomplishes the following. Verifies the location and identification of all process equipment and buildings. Document elevations that reflect multi-level structures that contain process equipment. Step 3, perform an analysis of the material balance information. This analysis is used to determine what pure components will be used in the modeling process and will also characterize all pseudo components that are grouped by normal boiling points. Step 4, create backgrounds with information obtained in the site walkdown. The purpose of this step is to create a layer of information that becomes the background for the hazardous area classification assessment plan and elevation drawings. Step 5, determine the hazard radius using one or more of the following methodologies. This step is done to determine the hazard radius that emanates from each point source of release. Gas vapor dispersion modeling. This method is the only manner in which you can model a process stream and account for the components in the mixture. The majority of all process streams being processed in a facility are in fact multi-component streams. Methodologies in API RP 500 for petroleum refineries. Methodologies in NFPA 497 for chemical processes. Methodologies in NFPA 499 for Class 2 locations. Step 6. Determine the proper details from figures in either NFPA 497 or API RP 500. This information, along with the data obtained from Step 5, will be used to create the area classification drawing details. Step 7. Develop the area classification drawings. This step is accomplished using information obtained in Steps 1 through 6. These drawings will reflect the appropriate class, division, material grouping, and contour for each point source of emissions. These drawings will also include the necessary plans, elevations, details, tables, notes, and legends, all required information to properly document a hazardous area classification. Step 8. Develop the area classification assessment reports. These reports will provide the end user with a complete set of documents that reflects how and why the area classification was determined. These documents will serve to provide the end user with a complete set of audit-proof assessment documentation that facilitates the downstream process of document management. Based upon the implementation of these 8 steps, Bath Process Safety Management believes it has assembled a unique audit-proof methodology in the development of hazardous area classification documentation. Let's review. The Bath Process Safety Management methodology in determining area classification is: 1. Obtain the necessary documentation. 2. Perform a site walk down. 3. Perform an analysis of the heat and material balance information. 4. Create the hazardous area classification backgrounds. 5. Determine the hazard radius or extent of classified areas from each release point. 6. Apply the proper details to the drawings from the recommended practices. 7. Develop the area classification drawings. 8. Develop the assessment report. If you or someone in your organization desires additional information or services regarding this topic, please choose the link in this video description or go directly to our website at www.bathpsm.com.